Hi there! For those of you who don't already know me, I'm Laura and I'm the School of Psychology President. I just wanted to take some time to kind of chat to you about everything that's been going on recently and the effect it might be having on our mental health, whether we realise it or not. A pandemic is a very anxiety-inducing event. Everything as we know it has changed, and I'm not sure if you've noticed changes within yourself, but I've definitely noticed that I've been sleeping worse. I'm basically becoming nocturnal, which is why it's nighttime outside and I look like a lovely ghost. I've been eating less, I've been doing less of the things I enjoy, like I work out less. It all basically stems from our innate fear response. So when we see something that makes us scared, this little part of our brain called the amygdala becomes activated and it says, here's a threat, I need to either run away or I need to fight it and be safe. And that's all well and good when the threat is something you can fight or you can run away from, for example, a bear, but it's not so good when the government are literally telling us to stay at home, so we can't run, and we can't exactly fight coronavirus either. As much as we would like to, we can't punch it in the face. This can lead us to get trapped in this cycle of anxiety. Anxiety can manifest itself in a whole host of different ways. It could be physical, so you may have been experiencing difficulty sleeping, maybe you've been having stomach aches that you can't quite explain. It could be behavioural, so maybe you've not been doing so much of the things that you enjoy anymore, and you might find yourself more quick to anger with your friends and loved ones, even if there's no reason for it. And finally, it can manifest itself cognitively, so within our thoughts. It can come out in this really critical self-appraisal and self-belief that we need to be on top of everything and we need to be keeping up with all the 5Ks that our friends tag us in and doing all these challenges and learning all these new skills when we're experiencing so much uncertainty at the moment and our bodies are having just as difficult of a time of it as we are. Now, how do we break that anxiety cycle? This is why it's vitally important that we're taking care of not only our physical health, but our psychological and our mental health as well. One tried and tested psychological way to break out of that anxiety cycle is through breathing. Now, I know it sounds really patronising, and I know you've probably heard it from life gurus on the internet before, but it really does work, and there's a wealth of scientific research out there that supports it. So simply taking the time to breathe in through your nose for 7 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and out through your mouth for 7 seconds can slow down your heart rate. It can tell your body that there's no reason to be scared at the moment and calm down that physiological fight or flight reaction to break you out of that cycle of anxiety instantly. So we're going to do it together now. We're going to make sure you breathe in through your diaphragm and sit up nice and tall so that you get a good posture. So we're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 7 seconds. Do it with me. And hold for 5. And breathe out through your mouth for 7 seconds. So now, I don't know about you, but I feel a bit better already. Simply taking the time to take a breath like this, a conscious breath, once every hour, once every half an hour, maybe just when you feel stressed, it can really help slow down that physiological response and help reset our body and center ourselves so that we don't think there's a bear we need to run away from right at this moment. 10 to 15 minutes of exercise per day has been shown to make people happier, healthier, and more fulfilled. Simply taking a 5 to 10 minute walk outside or doing a short workout video on YouTube, it can make you feel like you've achieved something, it can make you feel productive, and it makes you feel good about yourself because, you're working out, you're getting those abs. There are plenty of Instagram content makers out there who release workouts, they release challenges that you could do. There's plenty of videos on YouTube with 5-minute workouts, 10-minute workouts, 20-minute workouts. Joe Wicks does a really good daily PE session, which might be fun for some of you with children, or if you just want a nice, fun and easy way to get involved in exercise. It also boosts your immune system, which is good for nowadays. And it's just been shown to be more conducive to a happier and healthier life. Feelings aren't rational, and denying or trying to wave them away often only makes things worse. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be disappointed with how everything's gone. You know, this outbreak has robbed us of a wealth of university memories and experiences that we never got to have. To say that we're not allowed to feel sad because other people have it worse is as irrational as saying that you're not allowed to be happy because someone else always has it better. Allow yourself to feel these feelings. Don't cast blame on yourself. Don't feel guilty for feeling them. The crucial thing is acknowledging these feelings and taking healthy, active steps to working through them. Seeing everything on social media and on the news can often be a trigger for lots of those anxieties. It's more than okay to take a break from social media. You can take a break from looking at the news. A social media hiatus might be exactly what you need to take your mind off of it and to recenter yourself and focus on the here, on the now. You can focus on your studies and you can focus on the health and well-being of yourself and your loved ones. Now, I'm sure your families are going to love me for saying this, and I don't mean to sound like a nag, but lots of psychological research supports the link between cluttered environments and more unnecessary stress and anxiety. So a simple way that you can reduce that stress, you can minimise that burden on not only yourself, but your loved ones as well, is through keeping your spaces clear, making sure you do your washing up, don't keep dirty clothes just laying on the floor. When we're locked in all day, it's much nicer to be locked into a house that doesn't need clearing than a house that looks a bit like a bomb site, like mine does most of the time. Another great way to get active and stay happy and healthy during the lockdown is through helping other people. Not only is it going to put more good into the world, it's going to increase your self-esteem, it's going to make you feel like you've done something that day, and it's going to give you a purpose outside of yourself. There are plenty of volunteer schemes that you can get involved in. There's the NHS volunteer scheme where you can help vulnerable people, so you may do an elderly person's shopping or a high-risk person's shopping. You may be asked to call up people that may be living alone and at risk of feeling a bit lonely, a bit down about everything. There's plenty of ways you can get involved and you can put yourself out there and volunteer. So please check out the NHS website for more information on how to get involved there. I think the most important thing is to treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. So if you think a thought, let's say you're writing for your dissertation and you go, oh, this is rubbish, this isn't going to get me a first. Stop yourself for a moment and think, would I say this to my best friend? If the answer is no, then chances are that thought is irrational and doesn't serve you in any way. It's only hindering your progress and hindering the achievements you can make because you're already placing this expectation on yourself of failure. And by stopping yourself being critical of those negative and automatic thoughts, because they do happen without our conscious awareness, it's not something we can control. Everyone gets them. Everyone can be a bit critical sometimes, and it's perfectly okay. It's just massively important that we stop ourselves and we critically think, is this right? Is it helping me? If the answer is no, then you can let that thought go. And I know it might be easier said than done, and it is a process. It does take time, believe me. But the sooner you start treating yourself like a best friend, the happier you will be. So I have a post-it note and I write, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax. And I have that next to me. So whenever I'm writing anything for uni work, I've always got that there, and it's really helpful just, every 10 minutes or so, every half an hour, check in on that, and you might realise that there's some tension that you didn't even know you were holding. And it's really good to be conscious of that and just let that go. Little things like that can be really helpful. And I know for lots of people, mindfulness really helps them. There are plenty of apps out there that can help you. There's YouTube videos that you might like to have a look at that teach you how to be mindful. It's basically all about paying attention to the now and just being present in your body and feeling the sensations that they are, being at peace with those sensations and accepting that. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, you might like to give that a go. I know for lots of other people, yoga really helps. Something to get active, get the muscles stretched. You can also try Zumba or Pilates, they're like a similar vein. And if not, you can just meditate. You are never alone. There's always someone out there that you can speak to. So you can reach out to a friend or a family member, check in on people that you might know from university that you aren't living near with. There's plenty of hotlines available if you don't feel like you can speak to a friend or trusted loved one. There's the SUSU online community that you can get involved with, where you can meet new people, you can share your lockdown hobbies and creative things, you can get involved in events on there. There's always someone to talk to you. So please make sure that you make the most of the wonderful community that are out there waiting for you to engage.